Famous for his conquest of Aydos Castle. Who was Abdurrahman Ghazi? Abdurrahman Ghazi was among Eidos Ghazi's most trusted loyal Alps. He was a renowned warrior whose prolonged life was spent in campaigning against enemies and conquering vast regions. However, he had lived such a fascinating long life that he was able to serve the Kai tribe for 4 different generations: Suleiman Shah, Eidos Ghazi, Osman Ghazi, and Orhan Ghazi. However, what did he do during his incredibly long life to bring him to his greatness? Abdurrahman Ghazi was an elite military commander who did great services during the establishment phase of the Ottoman Empire. Abdurrahman Ghazi was from the Kai tribe, the same tribe that had led to the establishment of the Ottoman Empire. He had started out his role as an Alp during the reign of Suleiman Shah and had become one of Eidos Ghazi's most trusted companions. Abdurrahman Ghazi was also among one of the 400 families to accompany Eidos Ghazi to the Byzantine border, while much of the tribe decided not to. Alongside Eidos Ghazi, he had fought courageously many times in several battles and had experienced many victories along with his fellow Alps. However, it was during Osman Ghazi's reign that his role would become vital. The reason being, Abdurrahman Ghazi had now become a military commander and would have to lead his men throughout many hardships and trials. However, Abdurrahman Ghazi met these hardships and trials with much joy and would return from these battles with utmost triumph. Then, after the passing away of Osman Ghazi, Abdurrahman would now serve Osman's son, Orhan Ghazi, and so it was during this time that Orhan Ghazi would order Abdurrahman Ghazi to conquer Aydos Castle, a castle with much military importance. Around this time, the Ottoman state had conquered various regions of the already declining Byzantine state, and so the Byzantines had built a defensive network against the Turks with numerous castles throughout all of Anatolia, including the Eidos Castle. However, the Ottomans had been taking these castles down one by one, and so the conquest of Eidos Castle would be a great triumph for the Ottoman state, as it would not only weaken the Byzantines' defensive network, but would also pave the way for the conquest of Constantinople. And so Abdurrahman Ghazi would prepare his Alps for the coming battles and the long siege. On the way to battle, many indigenous Anatolians embraced Islam and joined them, while many others welcomed them and supported them. As the Ottoman troops under Abdurrahman Ghazi's command had set out to conquer the castle, they were soon met by Byzantine forces. However, Abdurrahman Ghazi and his men had confronted them and repelled with much valor. And so, the Byzantine forces had quickly retreated to their castle and remained on the defensive for the rest of the siege. In the end, Abdurrahman Ghazi and his men would accomplish a great victory and would attain much glory after their stunning conquest of the Eidos Castle. However, there was of course a fascinating key story behind their success. One night, during the Ottoman siege of the Eidos Castle, a woman had a very special dream, and this woman happened to be the very daughter of the ruler of the Eidos Castle. And in her dream, she had fallen into a pit, but was saved by a handsome man whom she fell in love with. And so, during the siege of the castle, she happened to have seen the commander of the Ottoman troops, Abdurrahman Ghazi, and quickly recognized him as the man of her dream. She then wrote a letter, folded it over a stone, and threw it towards the Ottoman soldiers. In the letter that she had written, at first, they would pretend to withdraw from the castle and retreat. Then, at night, they would secretly come back, and she would open the entrance of the castle for Abdurrahman Ghazi and his warriors. Surprisingly, the plan had succeeded, and Abdurrahman Ghazi and his warriors had collapsed on the helpless Byzantines as they had become the conquerors of the Eidos Castle. In the end, Abdurrahman Ghazi lived joyfully, as he was then known as the glorious conqueror of the Eidos Castle. After the conquest, Abdurrahman Ghazi then settled in the castle and continued to raid and conquer Byzantine possessions in Üsküdar. He also married the daughter of the landlord, whom had helped him significantly during his conquest. And so they had a child and lived joyfully to the end of their days. Abdurrahman Ghazi passed away in 1329 CE during the reign of Orhan Ghazi. He was then buried in a village in Erzurum, and today His achievements throughout his extraordinarily long life are still stunningly admired.